You know that moment when everything feels stable, busy, stressful, but manageable, and then life quietly whispers, yeah, enjoy this while it lasts. Because episode 3 of The Pit isn't about chaos yet. It's about something more uncomfortable. It's about the realization that chaos is coming and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Stories don't hit us because of what happens. They hit us because of why it happens. Here, we break movies, series, and dramas the way your brain actually experiences them. The psychology, the trauma, the hidden choices nobody talks about. If you love stories that stay with you long after the screen goes dark, you're in the right place. We're Mentebit, and this is where stories get inside your head.
Last week ended with unanswered questions everywhere. Jackson Davis being dragged in, completely unstable. Mr. Williams heading for scans that could change his life. Lewis already showing signs that something wasn't right. And Kylie, a situation that felt wrong from the start. This episode answers those questions. But at the same time, it opens even more doors. And by the final minutes, when that phone rings, you realize something clearly. The calm is over. Let's break it all down. The core theme of episode 3. There's one line in this episode that quietly defines everything. Mr. Ye asks, "Is this how it works? You think everything is important and then you end up here?" And Robbie answers, "Yeah, that's exactly how it works." That line isn't just dialogue, it's the thesis of the episode. Because episode 3 is about perspective, about how fast life can strip away ego, anger, pride, and distractions and leave you staring at what actually matters. Every storyline feeds into that idea. Kylie's diagnosis and a dangerous assumption. Let's start with Kylie. From the very beginning, Dr. Santos is convinced something darker is happening. The bruises, the father, the tension. And while her concern comes from a real place, this episode quietly exposes something uncomfortable. Bias. Kylie's father wasn't abusing her. Kylie has ITP, an autoimmune condition where the body destroys its own platelets. The bruising wasn't violence, it was biology. And here's the hard part. Dr. Santos never truly owns the mistake. You can feel it in her tone, in the way she watches the fallout, in the way the relationship between Kylie's father and his partner collapses right in front of her. This wasn't just a medical misjudgment. It was a reminder that intentions don't erase consequences, and that made this storyline sting. Robbie's helmet lie, a quiet confession. One of the most subtle but powerful moments in the episode lasts maybe 2 seconds. A man lies dead, crushed skull, no second chance. And Robbie casually lies about wearing a motorcycle helmet. Why? Because he knows the truth. He knows he's reckless. He knows he's tempting fate. And seeing that body on the table isn't abstract anymore. It's personal. This isn't about rules. It's about fear. And it quietly sets up something bigger for Robbie down the line. Lewis. The warning signs are getting louder. Lewis has been the heart of the show so far. Friendly, warm, talkative. But this episode shows us a different side. The fluid drainage, the pain, the tooth, the agitation. For the first time, Lewis doesn't want to talk. That's not random. The show is telling us something without saying it out loud. Lewis isn't stabilizing, he's declining. And that should worry you. Jana, PTSD, and the Tree of Life. This is where the episode slows down and hits hardest. Jana's storyline doesn't scream, it lingers. Fireworks, a dropped s'more, a sudden flashback. PTSD doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks quiet. Sometimes it looks like someone freezing while everyone else celebrates. By connecting Jana to the Tree of Life shooting, the show does something rare. It treats trauma with respect. No spectacle, no exploitation, just truth. And when Jana talks about how the Muslim community showed up for the Jewish community afterward, that moment matters. Because this episode is obsessed with one idea. Unity survives what violence tries to destroy. Even thematically, it mirrors what's happening in the hospital. Rebuild, renew, whether Robbie wants it or not. Robbie versus Al-Hashimi, control versus change. The tension between Robbie and al-Hashimi isn't explosive this time. It's quieter, sharper. I'm looking for cooperation, not commitment. That line says everything. Robbie wants control. Al-Hashimi wants evolution. And this episode proves that systems look great on paper until reality touches them. The patient passport timeline already failed, and now ambulances are being diverted. Pressure is coming, and systems crack under pressure. Mr. and Mrs. Ye. Love, too late. This storyline is devastating in its simplicity. We think Mr. Ye is dying. Then suddenly, his wife collapses. The message couldn't be clearer. Say what matters before the hospital bed. Love loudly before the machines. And when Robbie jokes about using X-ray goggles, it's not humor, it's shock. Adrenaline carried her. Relief dropped her. That's real. Mr. Williams, a tragedy reframed. The brain mass changes everything. The anger, the behavioral shifts, the marriage collapse. Suddenly, blame disappears and grief replaces it. Watching his ex-wife break down hurts because it rewrites their entire history. Sometimes the villain isn't a person, it's a diagnosis that comes too late. The ending. The storm arrives. Jackson Davis is cleared. The blame shifts. Justice recalibrates. And then the phone rings. Code black. Westbridge diverts everything. This isn't escalation. This is ignition. The calm before the storm is officially over. Final thoughts. Episode 3 didn't rely on spectacle. It relied on humanity. It asked uncomfortable questions. It slowed us down. It made us look inward. And that's exactly why it worked. This wasn't just a good episode. It was a necessary one. So now I want to ask you, do you think The Pit is slowly setting us up for a major character loss, or is it preparing us for something even worse? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're enjoying these deep dive breakdowns, like the video, subscribe, and follow Mentebit, because next episode, everything changes. See you in the next one.